welcome to Coffee Talks with the Biz Chicks. I'm here with my friend and colleague, Miss Francine Gregory, real estate entrepreneur and tech diva. I'm Terralina from California Cover Ups, and we are the Biz Chicks. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And today it's time for coffee, tea, thoughts, and conversations. So sit back, relax, get your favorite beverage. Let's have a conversation. It is just so exciting on these days when we have these coffee talks because everything we do is about you. But we especially like to zero in on things that will be helpful immediately and easy to apply. And so welcome to Coffee Talks. Hey, friend, what you doing today?
I am doing very well and uh, going to be doing what we talked about here. I'm trying to pull up something and, I
Morning,
know what
Mark.
it is.
How you doing? Mark
Good
says,
morning.
he says, I have my coffee, can spill the tea, can split, what do you say? Can split, can spill the tea, and I'm also open to conversation. Okay, so he's ready to participate. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Yes, very good, Mark. Thank you and welcome.
Mm,
Okay. So for today's little conversation, we are
mhm.
talking about taking advantage of opportunity.
Okay.
hmm Taking advantage of opportunities. And sometimes do we recognize opportunities
Mm,
that are they really opportunities? So let's dive in. Um, Point number one, opportunities don't always look like opportunities.
mhm.
They often show up like problems, detours, or discomfort.
Oh, wow.
Right. We've seen it. We've heard about the stories. We've probably experienced it. You want to do something, you want to earn extra money, and or whatever the case may be, and then something comes up, and you're going to have to solve a problem.
Mm,
You're going to have to fix something. Um, so they don't always show up as a problem. They don't always show up
sure.
like we think opportunity is, like I'd like to earn more money or I'd like
Yes.
to make more money and they want a bag of money dropped in the lap or whatever it is. But I remember this one gentleman says, um, increase comes with you're going to get an opportunity to do something for the increase. You're not going to just get increase, bag of money dropped. It's going to come in opportunity. You're going to get a
Mm,
new client.
okay.
You're going to get an opportunity, like I mentioned before, to solve a problem for someone else, which will bring you the increase that you're looking for. You're
Mhm.
going to get new opportunities to figure out different things.
Okay. All right. And an opportunity to learn a new skill, practice a new skill. Mm-hmm.
So people talk about I'm going to the next level. Well, next level requires new information, right? You're going to need to
Correct.
get some more new, you're going to need some additional information to
Mhm.
take you to the next level, because if you had the information that you had, if the information that you had could take you to the next level, you'd already be there.
Okay. All right. That makes sense.
But the information that you have is not sufficient to take you to the next level. So to get that opportunity to make more money, to take on that new position, to do whatever that next thing is, it shows up as, okay, you got to solve a problem, or you're going to have to go a different direction, aka detour, and it's not going to feel warm and fuzzy or
Okay.
comfortable.
You
And
need
Mark
to
has
say,
some comments.
yes, Mark has a comment. Let's see here.
He says, I love this. From my perspective, everything, every occurrence is an opportunity, not only to choose who you want to be,
Mhm.
but how you will use this to grow and strive. Easier said than done sometimes. And you are absolutely correct, Mark. It is not, yeah,
To grow and thrive.
not strive.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right. So we're taking advantage of the opportunities.
Because some countries don't even have words for disaster. The word for disaster is opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. In other words, what can I learn from this? How can I grow from this? And like you said, opportunities don't always look like opportunities. Uh, I think when you're faced with a challenge, one of the best things you can do is flip it to see how can this affect me differently. If it were flipped over, what would I want? How could I fix it?
Mm-hmm.
What's another way to look at this?
What
Because
am I?
there,
Yes,
therein lie answers. Go ahead,
right. In that whole thing that Mark just talked about,
Frank.
it's an every occurrence is an opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Every occurrence. I'm going to silence some notifications here. Yeah, he said, how will you use this to grow and thrive?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What can
What are
we
you going
learn
to
from
do?
this?
Because, okay, they throw you in a pool. You're going to figure out how to stroke, swim, do dog paddle or something, but you're going to figure out how to move past it. Remember
Mm-hmm.
the joke about somebody, all the people were standing around at this very wealthy person's house, and he said, I'll give somebody $1 million if they can swim from one end of the pool to the other. But here's what you need to know: the pool is filled with alligators.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden they heard the splash. And this one person, they swam all the way to the other end and got out, and everybody was clapping like, hey, wow, that was a brave move that you took. You know, you took that opportunity. He said, I just want to know one thing. Who pushed me in?
Yes. Yes. Sometimes you don't have time to think when you're tossed into a pool full of alligators. You just react and do what's necessary. And I hear this a lot about people. A lot of people often call individuals brave. Were they brave or were they just reacting to the circumstances and opportunities that resulted from those negative circumstances?
Mhm.
Hmm.
And that's the next point. You got to move fast.
Hmm. We have another comment here from Mark, and I don't want to move on in case it's not applicable to what we're moving on to. Okay.
He said, this is a whole other topic, but I learned long ago that when you choose who you want to be, that which is not shows up, because that is the bridge, your opportunity to become that. So you're gonna get opportunity to push against the resistance of the thing that you didn't want.
Mm-hmm.
When you decide to become who you wanted to be, and I believe this is what Mark is saying, when you decided to move forward, you're going to get opposition.
Mm-hmm.
And pushing through that opposition is going to get you over to the thing that you wanted. It's like the plant that's growing in the garden. You plant the seed. Okay, the seed has to go into the ground and die
Mm-hmm.
to become the thing that it's supposed to become the tree, become the whatever. It has to go into the soil, it has to die, and then it has to push its way up out of the soil to become the thing it's supposed to be. The caterpillar becoming the butterfly has to go through the metamorphosis. It can't stay in the cocoon where it's all nice and comfy and stuff. It had to break through to become the lovely butterfly that we see. So somebody said it like this: with um, disruption follows intention. You're
Mm-hmm.
going to have challenges when you are taking on something new, there will be some type of resistance, something that you didn't know, something that you never encountered before. You're learning something new. And there's going to be some people call it a learning curve. I'm working on a video yesterday trying to learn how to make something do something, and I did not realize how many hours I had spent doing that.
Okay.
But when I learn it, I'm going to have it, and I'll know how to do what I needed to do. So disruption always follows intention. And the disruption is an opportunity for you to grow and learn something new. But on our second point, it says that you need to move fast. Delayed action, you may miss out on something. You
Okay.
can like, okay, we are taking a class, right? And we could have said, oh, we'll just take that class later. But the information that we're learning right now is very, very valuable, especially for the time that we are living right now. I was like, wow, okay. But what if we'd have just said, it'll come around again? And sometimes opportunities come and you brush them off, but they don't come back.
That's true. That's true. And okay, so Mark has a comment here. He says, patience, for example, is created in moments that would normally trigger impatience. It is the only way. Exercise the muscle in the face of the opposition.
That's how you're going to get stronger. Okay. You're not going to get stronger lifting weights if you don't lift the weight. That's how you build up your muscle. You got to lift the weight. And
pushing through.
You cannot just sit still and be like, okay, well, I'm here and I just want the opportunity to come without putting forth some type of effort.
Okay, so we learned that you've got to move fast when an opportunity presents itself. Delayed action, what's it say? Can make you miss an opportunity or a blessing. Yeah.
And here's the other thing: don't overthink.
There you go.
A lot of times we do analysis paralysis. Okay, let me see, and like the dude that got pushed in the pool. He didn't have time to overthink. Just move, get over, figure out how you're gonna get to the other end.
Yes.
So, because here's the thing, the lifetime of the opportunity. Wait, the opportunity only lasts the lifetime of the opportunity.
Correct.
You may not get another opportunity to collaborate with a particular person, or to work on a project, or to do something. And remember, and all opportunities don't always look like opportunities. So you're supposed to stay open.
Good. I'm sorry, couldn't finish that sentence.
No, just stay open.
Stay open, and that is exactly what Mark is saying in his comment. He says prayers are always answered. The universe always responds to intention, always. But the answer is not necessarily going to appear in the way that we expect, or I love this, or prefer. We always have this, vision of how it's going to happen. Just know that it is here. Yes, that the answer is always here, and it is waiting for us to recognize it. And that's why I talk to people all the time about getting somewhere and sitting down. Let's just sit down and let, you know what I mean?
Downloads.
And calm down. So that we can hear it, receive it, identify it as it presents itself.
And then take action. Because if I was going to use a vernacular, running hither and yarn and doing, you just moving, and you can't, you don't see nothing. You just
busy and making no progress.
right. You're at warp speed, and but you can't see because it's a blur. Everything is a blur.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the next point is be prepared so you don't have to get ready. So what does that mean? Be ready so you don't have to get ready. Keep
Yes.
sharpening your skills and your mindset. Okay, so I was listening to, I think I was watching something, and they asked the young lady. Yeah, I was at a workshop. In school, we had to do certain hours a day of uh, classes, right?
Mm-hmm.
The host asked this question. So when's the last time you all took? When is the last time you studied on anything since you've been out of school, where
Mm-hmm.
you put in the time to crack open a book, study a subject? And nobody could raise their hand because subconsciously we get out of school, we get the degree, piece of paper, whatever it is, and we're like, woo, I'm out of school now. I don't have to do that anymore.
It's
But
not required.
it wasn't required, but you need to make it a
Mm-hmm.
requirement for your own personal growth. So you need to be studying something.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Somebody else that I heard said,
When
if
you
you
got
want to challenge your mind, learn a musical instrument,
mm-hmm.
and then also
A language.
study a foreign language, get fluent in a foreign language.
Mm-hmm.
But do we have enough time to do that?
We do, especially with all these apps. You know what I'm saying? You don't even have to buy an instrument. You don't even have to
You can
buy
do
a
it
book.
online.
Just download an app and get started.
Right. So the whole thing is take time to make the time to do it. That's what I want to say.
I like it.
Take
Take
the time to make the time, because we can do whatever we want. We can stop watching a TV program, or not this one, or we can do something else. We can maneuver our calendar and our time to put anything on there that we want. So maybe we, what is the word I want to say? Analyze our calendar. And what can I do to learn a new language?
Mm-hmm.
Where I can take a time to learn. I've always wanted to learn how to play the piano, so I took it at a community college. I took piano lessons. I was not trying to get a degree in piano. I just want to know how to play the piano.
Mm-hmm.
And so I learned a few things. I can't play you a song yet because I need to put more into it.
Mm-hmm.
But we should always be learning. I think that is the takeaway. Keep sharpening your skills and your mindset so that when the doors open, you are ready to walk through, because there was a long time ago, I learned football, learning how to work, and I'm talking about American football here. I learned how football, learn the game of football, so that when I got into an environment, I can talk football with people.
Mm-hmm.
Because I can resonate with that group of people. I studied, I read books and studied things so that when I got into a situation, I can carry on a conversation with somebody because I had heard, read up on, did something, I studied on something so that I could understand the conversation, number one.
Okay.
Right? Understand what they're talking about, get into a different mindset, because new opportunities are going to put you in different circles, and you're going to need to know how to behave in circles. So do you know what's protocol for when you're in a room with a dignitary?
All right.
Do you know that?
Mm-hmm.
If you don't know that, maybe the opportunity for you to get in front of a dignitary may not come because you don't want to commit some faux pas.
Or it may come and you are so uninformed that you don't know how to take advantage of the opportunity. You don't know how to approach. You haven't studied to find out what's acceptable in the culture. Do I belch? Don't I belch? Does belching mean it tasted good? Does belching mean uh, mm, she's so rude? You know, does how low do I bow? Do I bow first? Do they bow first? What are these cultural differences and
Mm-hmm.
protocols when I'm in the room with an opportunity to interact with others?
Right. This could be a career changing thing. Like do you know how to present a card to someone in Japan? What is the culture for extending your business card in Japan? Do you
Mm-hmm.
know that? Because you don't want to be seen as uncouth or, oh my gosh, you have no manners. Because when you pass the card, I'm trying to see if I got a card on my desk. So you take the card, and the card is presented.
Two hands.
Two hands, you present the card. And then when they present you their card, you don't just take their card and just stick it in your pocket. That's rude.
Mm.
You take their card and you hold it and you present it, you bow. And so you need to understand the culture
Mm-hmm.
of whomever you're doing business with. You just don't show up like, okay, I'm not going to say a hillbilly.
Or just show up. Uncouth is the word we're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
It's meaning you have no cultural knowledge of what to do. Uh,
And like you not had any training.
oh, no home training.
You can go get training because you can ask your digital assistant.
Mm-hmm. What is the protocol for this?
Mm-hmm. Now
Mm-hmm.
you don't have to dive through the Encyclopedia Britannica on the wall. You can go and learn quickly. If you got an opportunity to present before a group of people in Italy or something, you can now ask your digital assistant, like Terry said, what's the protocol for interaction? How do I do this or how do I do that?
Or at least asking what interactions are considered rude, so I don't
Right,
or offensive, so I don't offend
correct.
the people I'm interacting with.
Mm-hmm. So when the doors open, you are ready to walk through. The next point, stop waiting for perfect conditions.
Mm.
They don't exist.
If you wait for all conditions to be perfect, you will never move forward.
Mm-mm. Well, I'm waiting on this, especially in the climate that we live in right now. Nothing is certain, so you need to figure out uh, what your best move is.
Mm-hmm.
What's the move for you, and make it. Don't look around to see what everybody else is doing, copying off of somebody else's paper.
Oh, keep your eyes on your own paper.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, handle your own business. Focus on what you're focusing on. Become an expert at what you do. Find out what are the changes in that industry. Narrow your focus. Don't let all this other stuff in. Screen it out. It's just like driving. You cannot try to drive everybody else's car.
Nope.
Focus on what you can control, which is your vehicle, and how you're going to respond if somebody else makes an unwise decision.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yep. Because they
Oh,
happen all day. There's a new commercial out for an insurance company, and the commercial is this lady is driving, and everybody is like, "I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you, get you, get you, get you, get you." And they got old man driving crazy, got the big wheeler falling asleep at the wheel. got the young kid walking across the street with his headphones on and don't see him,
Oh, yeah.
distractedly, all these things. And she has to pay attention to everything that's
To
on the road.
navigate through all of that.
Mhm. And the
I
opportunities that come is going to require you to know how to navigate.
There you go.
You were going to say something.
I was going to say, Dr. Tachi, I just want to say good morning. Yeah, you have to really pay attention to your own stuff, people. I, I, I don't know how to make it plainer. Uh, Stay on the road that you're on. Don't get off that road unless it's going where you want to go. Make sure
Correct.
you don't miss your exit,
Right.
because that could be in the form of an opportunity. Oh, you
So,
can exit here before things happen.
at our church, the Pastor Godot, he always talks about when you pray, God will pair you with the right people. And pair means there will be people that have the power, the ability, the influence, and the resources to help you get done what you need to get done. But you need to be able to recognize these people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, because you're not going to just you're not going to just get ideas. There will be people that can come to help you. But if you have this attitude of, well, I don't like their voice, I don't like I don't like the way they look, I don't like the way they style their hair. So and
Mhm.
so they that's isn't that judging a book by the cover?
And also, it's a way to keep you from getting to the information. I don't like the cover. I'm not even going to open this book.
But it has inside of it everything you need
The
to move
answers.
you forward, for you to take opportunity on the next thing that you need to be taking an opportunity on, but you don't want to take it because you don't like what it looks like.
Exactly. Now, Mark has a comment.
Mark says, stay on your own road and remember that the pothole is not the road. It's a passing moment on your journey, not the destination,
Unless you
unless you
allow it.
allow it to be so.
Hmm. And I think a lot of people, when they hit a pothole, they decide that's the end of the road. I'm done. I'm not moving forward. I can't, move around. Let's figure it out. When the car is still moving, the car is still moving. It's just a bump in the road.
Mm-hmm. And it didn't tear up your axle, and you still got all four wheels. Keep moving. Somebody
Exactly.
once said, if you're going through hell, don't stop.
Don't pitch a tent, people.
Build a condo and all of that, and flames is happening, and you just like, I'm just going to stay here. No, keep moving.
You've been moving. Exactly. Exactly.
Uh, so if you prayed about getting some, a new opportunity and what have you, he'll send people, not just give you ideas. And then you're going to need to pay attention to those divine connections. You're going to need to pay attention so that you can receive them. And don't be like some people. I don't like the sound of their voice. Really? I don't
Mhm.
like the way I don't vibe with them. Okay. Do you need the information that they have?
Okay.
Be
Get
ready
over
to
it.
receive help. Be ready to receive help and to collaborate.
Mark says sometimes the only way out is through.
Okay. So, the next point, fear is the number one opportunity killer.
All righty.
You don't
Mm.
need to have courage to start. Just go. Just go. Take the step scared if you have to. And that's
Hmm.
okay. There's a lot of times when things that are not comfortable, you just drive, just go. And it's going to be scary because you've never been that way before.
Hmm.
It's going to be uncomfortable, but you go anyway and you figure it out. Like I can remember going up on a high dive when I was younger,
Uh-huh.
and and you start up the ladder to the height, and you know you got a line of kids behind you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you go up to now I know how to swim. I know how to dive off the low dive. I know how to, you know what happens when you go down in the water. So you're good with that. But this is different because the perspective is different. You're walking up and then you're getting higher and higher up, right? And you're up there now, either you're gonna go or you're going to turn around and come back, and then everybody got to move out the way and whatever.
Disrupt everything. Mm-hmm.
Yes. So you do it afraid. So the first time I went off the high, I didn't dive off. I just went up and walked off and jumped. Why? Because that I could do even if I was a little apprehensive about doing it. I walked up the high dive, got on the thing and jumped off. And I was okay. And then you hit the water and you bounce back up. You're like, whoa, that was fun. Now you're going back up and you're waiting with the other kids. Hurry up. I want another turn.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because you did it afraid. You charted uncharted waters for the first time. So take the step and do it afraid if you have to. And then our last point, every opportunity has an expiration date.
Okay.
And that goes back to the opportunity only lasts the lifetime of the opportunity.
Absolutely. Mark has a comment here before we go. He says, fear is an overzealous, well-intentioned, alarmist member of the team, but it should never be in a management position. Don't allow fear to drive. Mm-hmm.
I totally agree with that, because it's the one, it's the one that wants to protect you. Oh my God, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. But you need to do it.
Mm-hmm. Don't let fear drive your car, because if you do, he'll want to take you home. You'll be living with fear the rest of your life.
And the fear, I understand what Mark is talking about. It's there to help protect us from certain things, but we don't need it
in the
like in the driver's seat, because you won't do some stuff because of fear. You'll pass up opportunities that would have changed your life dramatically because of fear. Well, I don't know if they're going to receive me, or I don't know if my speaking is acceptable. Let's just go. And then one other thing, every opportunity has an expiration date. Windows close. Mm-hmm. And what will it cost you if you don't move? Mm. What will it cost you if you don't make the move? So that's our conversation today on taking advantage of opportunities. Take the opportunity today to become a part of the Biz Chicks community. Yes, you can text Biz to 33777, or you can go to bizchicks.net. We look forward to our next time together. Remember this, we're here to help you take the hassle out of your hustle, and we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Thanks for watching.